Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, the Nooi channel. Today I'll be reviewing one of the worst, most disrespectful to the source adaptations of my lifetime, which is Netflix's Death Note. Now you should know there will be spoilers, so if you haven't watched any of my absolute favorite anime of all time, you should watch that first. Please complete that series. It's like 35 or 37 episodes. Watch that first. Subbed or dubbed, it's still perfection. So, this movie starts with White Boy Light doing homework on the bleachers, which he sells to another student. So, I guess the takeaway is that he's supposed to be smart, a rule breaker, a hustler, I guess a nerd as well, since he's more interested in his writings than the people playing sport around him. Already, you've Hollywooded the script and Americanized Death Note. How can I put this? White Boy Light is normal school smart, not light Yagami smart. Is White Boy Light's last name even Yagami in this movie? You see, Light Yagami was a brilliant student, but he would not be selling homework to classmates, nor would he just be caring about the physical worksheets, evidence of his crime, which he gets caught with. So that's enough to get him expelled, but the principal takes pity on him because his mother recently died. Honestly, why? The idea being that White Boy Light seems more likable, more sympathetic for the audience now. And it's like, did you even read the source material at all? Or did you just see names you want to rip off? Light Yagami's mother is alive. So is his detective father, and so is his younger sister that adores him. In fact, his whole family adores him, and his teachers and classmates. From the outside looking in, Light Yagami is perfect, which should make the audience not relate to him except for his principles. You see, Light is obsessed with right and wrong. He feels like those committing sins should be punished and in the world would be a better place. Light Yagami is the kind of smart that tests the Death Note on his own and then anticipates Ryuk will visit him to take his soul because he knows humans are not meant to wield this power. Whereas in this movie, White Boy Light needs Ryuk to coach him into using the Death Note for the first time. He has no principles, it's all about a girl. There's a few more things I need to mention, starting with the girl. Firstly, Margaret Qualley is a Nepo hire and brings no personality to the character. The character's name, irrelevant. We'll just be calling her Margaret Qualley for the rest of this video. So I wouldn't even say she's supposed to be Misa Misa. She's just generic high school love interest cool girl for our main character. Next, we have Light's father. In the anime, his father is busy because of his job, but when they do interact, Light is respectful towards his father and he does admire him. And Light's father, in return, loves him and thinks Light is a studious, hardworking son and a good boy. So, in the movie, White Boy Light and his father get into a screaming match during their first interaction, which is basically, who gave you the black eye, son? And then he responds, shut up, Dad, you're a cop, and you did nothing when Mom was murdered. So if you just wanted the Death Note book, say that. What you don't do, though, is ruin existing characters and still use their names to sell your bullshit. White Boy Light demonstrates the Death Note to Margaret Qualley's character for no reason at all, and the two become a kind of Bonnie and Clyde, I guess. Going back to the anime, yes, for a time Light worked with Misa Misa, but it wasn't about romance for him. He was using her and taking advantage of the fact that she liked him. When she became a liability, he was more than willing to sacrifice her and her Shinigami because, yep, as naive as she was, Misa Misa still had power and was still a key figure in the story. I think part of the reason why I hate this movie so much is because they ridiculed the world of Death Note. They made it into just like one high school and the police, basically. And the other reason I hate it is because of how so many people who've never heard of Death Note and never seen the anime, now they're being exposed to this crap because of Netflix's popularity. Imagine someone saying, "Oh, I love Death Note," and then it turns out they mean the movie. So, next, let's talk about African American Al and Watari. Firstly, African American Al is covering his face, so how does he know White Boy Light, needs a face to kill someone? Why didn't he warn Watari? In the movie, Al he's like very spy movie chic. He's like the hacker that types for 3 seconds and then says, "I'm in." In the anime, though, Al is very smart, it's true. He's like Light's perfect foil, but he's also a weird and goofy guy. And the movie tried. He's still obsessed with sweets, and at one point, Watari needs to sing to him so that he can sleep. And I didn't laugh. How do I describe the tone of this movie? What are they trying to convey with the story? Honestly, it's hard to even say. I'm not sure they had any idea when they were making this. And that's what I mean when I say it's so disrespectful. In the anime, literally in the first episode, Light explains he wants to create a new world full of good and pure people, and he'll be the god of the new world. And then Ryuk responds that if Light kills all the bad people, that will mean he's the only sinner left. And Light, drunk on his power and arrogance, he doesn't take it seriously and he laughs it off. It's as simple as that, or in this case, as complicated as that. The story is about justice, morality, right and wrong, and who gets to decide. It's also about a cat and mouse chase between Light and Al, two people on opposite sides, but who both have so much in common. Both think their cause is good and just, and honestly, I was rooting for both sides at various points in the anime. Even if they casted perfectly, acted perfectly, and stayed true to the story in the anime, I still don't think a movie is enough time to cover the story. And yet they waste so much of it on stupid romance that's not even part of the source material and goes directly against everything we know about anime light Yagami. In the movie, writes the FBI agents' names and kills them directly, going against what White Boy Light wants. Ryuk would never, and I mean never ever, interfere in humans' affairs. He's just here for the entertainment. Even Margaret Qualley at one point grabs the death note to write Light's father's name, but he stops her and then they break up. Whatever, she still can't see Ryuk even though she touched the notebook, so we don't care about that. Anyways, they get back together, except plot twist, it was her and not Ryuk that killed the FBI agents, and she killed Watari as well. She's like Yoko Onoing this whole thing and even puts Light's name in the death note. And there's also a weird rule now where if you burn the page where the name is, it negates the effects of the death note. Again, whatever. So African American Al chases white boy Light, blah blah blah. At this point, my mother asked me whether I'm watching an action movie, and at this point, I don't even know. Margaret Qualley dies, but then Light is in the hospital with a coma. When he wakes up, he explains things to his father, who's just a blank. He's just there to listen to the story. The real Mr. Yagami would have killed his son immediately because his principles were like Al's. And speaking of Al, he's in Light's room during this time and finds a page with the Death Note names on it. He picks up the pen to write and then starts laughing, whatever that means. Wow, what can I even say for this movie? So it was very Hollywood, very American high school. I remember at the time when this movie came out, everyone was upset that Al was black, and yet ironically, he was the best actor. He just had a garbage script to work from. I hated Margaret Qualley. And as for Light, if they kept his character the way it was at the end, it would have been fine. But as it stands, I hate him and his bleach blonde, damaged hair. And those are my thoughts on Netflix's Death Note movie. Let me know your thoughts below in the comment section. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and bye.